following live stream may include adult language and themes. How could we know for sure? It hasn't happened yet. Anyway, viewer discretion is advised. Hi, everybody.
Hi.
Oh, hey.
Yeah.
Hey, guys.
Welcome to track 6 of Tabletop Turntable, where we like to spin new tracks of TTRPGs, rotating casts, rotating GMs. This is a little bit different than how it usually looks. Usually there's a foxy redhead, pink-haired lady who's running the show, but unfortunately she is feeling considerably under the weather. So I am going to do my damnedest to run things tonight. We are joined by some new faces to our live stream. We're going to be playing Old Gods of Appalachia. So before we jump into the game, let's introduce our new people. George, Nick, Tom. You want to say hi? Introduce yourselves.
I'm George. I don't know. Stoked to be here. It's gonna get weird.
I'm Nick. I am a player character for today. I've done some other Grimstone stuff, but not a lot of live stuff, so I'm excited to be on your computer screen in real time.
I'm Tom. I'll be running the game today, and for the next several sessions. I did do one live. It was Screams Amongst the Stars.
Oh,
as a one shot way back,
yeah, that was dope.
and I'm excited to go into the spooky stuff. I also run a bunch of other actual plays out on the interwebs, so you can go look for it if you want to.
Excellent. Well, let's not waste any more time jibber jabbering. Tom, take it away.
All right. The winter of 1834 was the worst the settlement had seen in years. After a less than optimal harvest and an early frost, the dominoes began to fall in an elaborate pattern that touched every soul within its boundaries. The winds howled down off the ridge like the Highland banshees of old, casting a dark cloud over the holler. And yet, the Walker clan, on the edge of the settlement, stood fast in their pine grove, the black pine standing like a sentinel next to their hearth, creaking like old wood in a slow wind. Some folks in the settlement spoke of a song that floated among the trees on the winter winds late at night, low and lonesome voices that were both foreboding and enticing. Others spoke of dreams about a green lady who spoke to them in a tongue they couldn't understand, a tongue that Christians ought not know. The preacher called it witch song, said it was the work of the root devil, the forest temptress, she who walks beneath bough and bone, said it was the source of their hardship, and like the old growth forest on the edge of the settlement, his words took root. Now our story takes place in the settlement, now small town of Black Ridge, North Carolina, right up nestled next against the Pisgah National Forest. The year is 1985, and the Gideon Timber Company has been starting a project to clear cut some of that old growth forest. Business being what it is. However, some strange things are happening. The machinery is breaking, employees going missing, and a strange song is being heard whispered through the pine-scented air. Now, the company doesn't want to attract too much attention, so they've gathered a group of locals, some who have been here the whole time, others who have left and come back, to investigate the happenings within their field of work, see what they can do to get the project back on track. And we're going to start with Michael. What's your character's name? Give me a description and what he's doing. He's waking up, getting ready to go to the Gideon office, business office, whatever you want to call it, to meet with the head of the company.
So I'm playing Augustus Proctor. Augustus Proctor, he is in his probably mid-30s, maybe a shy younger. He's pretty thin, kind of angular, has a kind of severe look to him. Keeps his hair very short and his fingernails very short. They're always a little bit dirty though, because he does a lot of work out in the garden and out in the field. He is well versed about plants and foraging and herbalism. So he tends to have kind of just a general dirtiness to him. Like he just sort of always looks like he's been out in the woods. I don't. Where am I waking up?
You tell me, sir.
Okay. So I imagine in my head that Augie, as he is known to his friends, he is from this town originally, but has not been here for a long time. He has come back recently for personal reasons, and he actually found his old homestead out on the edge, the far western edge of Black Ridge. No, the house has been disconnected, no power, no water, anything like that, but he carries a lot of camping supplies with him all the time. So he has basically set up a camp in the old his old house that he grew up in. So he'll get up, he'll probably make himself some coffee with his little camp stove, and then hop on his bike to head towards the corporate park or wherever.
Right on. Heading north towards Pine Hollow.
All right.
Nick, who are you playing, and what are they doing to get ready to head up towards the corporate office?
Yes, I am playing Simon Crombie. He is a librarian in a local town who has been sent out here to perhaps acquire some goods or texts of interest for a library that is losing some popularity, and the patrons of the library require a little bit something to spice it up. He's relatively new to town. He was just given a map to get here, so he's sort of wandering the downtown area trying to catch people's attention to see if they can lead him to the site. So anyone that passes by is just sort of excuse me, okay, excuse me, trying to find his way.
Very nice. You all guys will have to forgive me. I don't remember everybody's names. Names are not my are not my forte. I'm just gonna go by what I see on the screen. Mostly harmless. Can I have your
James? You can call me James.
James? Okay, James. Cool.
No worries. I am playing Moxley Sorrel Cartwright, who is a local boy who managed to get out of town. Went to the University of North Carolina at Chapel Hill, where he majored in journalism and took a job at the Raleigh News and Observer. At this point, he is a man in his mid-30s, but looks older. He's an investigative reporter. He's seen some shit. Hair's graying. He's a chain smoker when he's not interviewing somebody. And he's waking up, I think, in a local motel, just sort of not really cleaning up, but so much as just splashing water on his face, a little cold water to wake up, lights himself a cigarette, throws on a beaten old jacket, and heads on out and walking into the corporate office.
Right on. And Zero Cool George?
Yep.
Oh, cool.
Um,
Sweet.
I'm playing Edward Lee Smith. He's born and raised in the town. He's a local pastor. Woke up at home and just headed out for his day, going about. I don't know, not, fighting the devil.
Very nice. Very nice. I would say eventually, Simon, you would get your directions to where you need to go, and almost assuredly you would probably pass Augie riding on his bike, heading in the same direction. Eventually, all four of you make it to the, I say corporate office, but really this is just, I don't know if any of you have ever been in or on a construction site. It is the office. It's like a little like half of a single wide trailer with like a makeshift set of
Yep.
stairs. It's got the company logo on the side, and there's like a plywood board with all of the different notices nailed onto it saying that they can be there and all that fun stuff. The four of you walk in to see where are you here? A woman that is looks to be in about her early 40s, wearing a sharp tan suit with like, this is the 80s, so you got the nice shoulder pads going on, a blouse underneath. Makeup is very well done, very sensible but very nice. Gold loop earrings, shorter sort of what's the type of haircut? Basically like the mom haircut where like you don't want the kids pulling on your hair anymore, and it's basically sort of cut in close. She greets the four of you, so you can tell she's been pacing a little bit on the interior of this office. There is a rather stout-looking gentleman, maybe 10 or so years older, or at least appears to be that way, graying along the sideburns on the side of his head on the hair. Thick and robust, but definitely has like a beer gut going as well. Definitely looks farm strong, but probably has been in the construction industry for the majority of his working life. And she greets the four of you with a smile and, "Oh, fantastic! Well, come on in. Take a seat. I do have a few things to discuss. You explain why I called the four of you in." You can see she's sort of looking at the door for a moment, and then sort of waves it off and sits behind the faux wood paneling like veneer metal desk that is sitting in there, and waits for you to take your seats or stand in wherever spot you were looking to go. Can I get any of y'all coffee? Y'all need anything before we get started?
I'd love a glass of water.
Some hot and black would be real good right about now. Yes, please.
I'll have the same thing he's having.
If it's not too much trouble, I would love a cup of tea.
Gives you a peculiar glance for a moment, and then looks over at the gentleman that's there. She says, "Trenton, can you think you can rustle up a glass of water, a couple of coffees, and see if we have any tea bags out in the back?" Then the gentleman sort of nods and heads out of the little office area and goes off to do whatever he's going to do.
He'll come back with a big cup of sweet tea.
Travel to go bottle of jug of Bojangles iced tea.
Bojangles sweet tea, yeah.
So while he is gone, she goes, "Okay. Now I'm sure y'all have heard about what's been going on here, or at least heard the rustlings. It's not like this town secrets stay very uh very secret here.
Yeah, you said a mouthful. Um, I mean, yeah, I heard a little bit, but I'm assuming that since you've called all of us here, you probably have a little bit more beat on it than we would.
She sort of looks to confirm with the rest of you.
I've heard very little rumblings, really. My first question is it safe around here? Or should I be wearing a hard hat or anything that might keep me away from the construction?
I have a question for Nick. Nick, what kind of shoes and pants are you wearing?
He's dressed far too nicely for being at a construction site.
You're gonna want to
Slacks.
you're gonna want to get some boots, and you're gonna want to tuck your pants into your boots. You got a real problem with ticks around here.
I'm afraid those weren't in my provisions. Is there a local store where I could purchase these things?
Oh, sure, yeah. Yeah. What size shoe you wear? I might can set you up.
About a 6.5.
We'll find it. There's several thrift shops around that. Yeah, we'll find you some boots. Don't you worry.
Ask, is that because he has really small feet, or is that like a UK measurement size?
Yes.
I want to say the latter, but I just don't know enough about the shoe sizes. So my initial thought was just the poor man has very small feet.
Got it. Okay.
I don't know anything about UK shoe sizes.
I just know they're
Maybe
listed on the
both.
shoes. I don't remember.
Yes.
Maybe both.
A
Man,
UK 6 would be about a 7 for men.
okay.
So still small feet.
Pretty small. Pretty small.
Yeah.
Reverend Smith, what are you doing here?
I don't know. All I know is the devil's at work here, and I'm going to help figure these things out and cast him out.
Yeah, the devil.
The devil.
Mighty peculiar group of individuals you've accrued here. Just pointing that. Am I the only one? Right?
I mean, obviously, I'm here. They're good Christian folks. I don't know
Right.
what you're doing here, other than aiding and abetting the devil.
Yeah. Sorry. Family history. It's all right. So what's this all about? These rumblings?
Well, some odd things have been happening lately around the site. We've been taking down some of the old growth trees, making way for some new development, and well, to be frank, we've come to a section in which things ain't working the way they're supposed to. We've had several employees go missing. In fact, there is one particular spot that I've already sent out. I'm not sure if any of y'all know Mabel.
Yeah, I recollect. I recollect Miss Mabel.
Mabel
Local forest
McMillan?
ranger. Mm-hmm.
These same. He sent her out there. Wonderful. Anyway, go ahead.
I have a question about is there a map of the site anywhere in this room with us?
Yes.
He's immediately Augie's immediately gonna go over to that map and pull out his journal and like make some notes and like sketch out general layout of the cut.
Absolutely.
When you say people have gone missing, what exactly do you mean? Like they went out to do work and then just never came home?
That sounds like the definition of going missing. So yes,
Well, I mean, I didn't know if you later found them or parts of them.
we have not.
Right. And what about times? Did these folks go missing? Was it all at the same time, different times? Anything linking their disappearances?
Over the course of maybe the last several days, 3 4 days, most everybody goes out to work at the same time. Everybody's come back except for these three gentlemen.
So they weren't the one. They didn't go out by themselves. They was out with everybody else,
With an entire crew.
and nobody saw nothing.
They were there 1 minute, gone the next.
Could you show me on this map where the new section's gonna be? Where you're having
The
this trouble?
walks over. The shape of the cut is almost sort of like in a pointed like spearhead type of cut. So like the furthest out is the smallest bit and it's sort of wider array back.
Mm-hmm.
And she gestures pretty much into the smaller area, like right up near the front of the cut. And she points to several spots all near to the spearhead, as it were, the tip of the spear, where the three missing employees were last seen.
Yeah, I'll make note of that on my drawing as well. I would Augie have prior knowledge, or would anybody else that's from the town have prior knowledge of the tree and like its whereabouts?
I would say for sure Augie would. Not sure about probably not Simon, as he's not from around here, though maybe he's read in some history texts. Not sure. I will leave that up to you. But anybody who has spent a decent amount of time in the town or grew up in the town would at least know about a place, the woods, where you're not supposed to go. They don't very much a superstitious sort of like we don't talk about this place, we don't acknowledge that it exists. I would say that Augie would actually know the name of the place and would know about the or at least know of the Black Pine. The place where they sort of cut into is called the Heart Grove.
Okay, and what is its proximity to the Black Pine?
The Black Pine is within the Heart
Like
Grove.
Okay, yeah. Augie's gonna make like personal note to himself, and then kind of quietly mutter under his breath. So it sounds like y'all been cutting out where you shouldn't have been. Well, I've got a passing familiarity with the woods around here, so I definitely would be keen on putting together a search party. I'm guessing that's where we're eventually going to land here.
Yes, and she looks to Reverend Smith, and Pastor, I brought you out here because several of the men who have been down in that area have been speaking about dreams that they've been having, dreams of a woman of green that's speaking to them in a tongue that they don't understand.
Well, I don't know what y'all expect me to do about it. I mean, you woke her up. You went where you shouldn't have gone. And now we gotta try and cast her out. Find these people caught up in this mess.
So I've got a little
Yes.
bit of experience with mythology, and in the books and stuff that he's read. Does a woman in green and singing in this kind of area of the country ring any bells?
Give me an intellect check, and the challenge rating without any ease is going to be a 3. So if you want to use your skill for mythology, you can use that to ease it down to a 2, which means you need to roll a 6 or above.
So I'm trained in mythology. Does that do anything?
Trained is easy 1 step, specialized is 2 steps. So trained will knock it down from a 3 to a 2.
3 to a 2. And I need to get a 6.
Yes, so you need. Yes, so with the challenge ratings, it's the number that I give as the challenge rating times 3. So if it's challenge rating 1, you need a 3 or above. If it's 2, 6 or above, so on and so forth. So if it's a challenge rating 10, you need a 30, or you need to have a way to knock it down several challenge ratings to get to something that you could roll.
And if I used 1 intellect point, does that take it from a 6 to a 5?
No. The intellect points would be used for either putting effort onto the roll or for using an ability that requires you to spend an intellect point or several to use.
Okay. Well, I'm just going to roll straight up mythology then, hoping for a 6
Right on.
or higher. That's a 7.
Hey!
Very nice. Very nice. Yes, you do remember seeing an old journal within the confines of your collected works that you have been putting together over the last however long that you have been building up this sort of public library that you have been trying to get going in the town. About a winter about 150 years ago, there was a hysteria of some kind that caught up within the town during a very long and hard winter. It was a winter in which the winter stores were not very good, and a lot of current scholars think that there's something like very similar to like ergot poisoning, something along the lines where like the food stores kind of got a little too moldy or weren't that great and screwed with people's heads. But nonetheless, one of the common hallucinations or visions that they had was a green woman.
And were those hallucinations, was she typically, did they get a malicious feeling from her? Or was it more of like she was trying to protect or warn or threaten?
It was, as I said in the intro, it was both foreboding and enticing. It almost felt like they were being drawn to this woman, but not knowing what she was saying or what anything meant. It was also very much sort of a risk in listening or following type of deal. And early 1800s Christianity, where they were like, this is not good.
Like you do.
Yeah.
Like you do.
So often.
So after the preacher will finish with the casting out speech, and I'll say, well, actually, this woman has appeared in the region before, potentially, roughly 150 years ago. A portent, or she seemed to come about with not plague per se, but a downtime in the history of the town, as an illusion, as a vision for many of the people in the town. So her coming back around 150 years later could be a sign of something bad to come. Obviously, your missing persons are bad. Have there been any other things around town concerning the food, water, any other resources aside from people that have had hardship?
As Simon is speaking, I'm going to say, Moxley, you notice that Miss Gideon is playing with a ring on her middle finger and her right hand. It seems to be a polished wooden ring with some type of insignia on it, but you don't get a clear view of what that insignia is, as she is sort of the constant sort of like twisting it around her finger. But as he's speaking about that particular subject, she starts to fidget with the ring. And Simon, she answers, not that I know of. No one's come to me about that. Sheriff Pike hasn't said anything about anything going on with the food or the roads or anything like that. And to be fair, sir, this isn't 150 years ago. We do have a bit more in the way of food storage and refrigeration, but it's something she has a little notepad, one of those little legal yellow pads. She pulls out a pen, jots it out. She starts writing. I'll check into that. See if I can't get Trenton on that. And as she mentions him, Trenton comes back in with a all in your standard like disposable paper cup vessels, a cup of water, 2 cups of black tea, and absolutely a cheap store-bought tea bag in hot water, but still a small paper cup of tea for you, Simon.
Now, Miss Gideon, I couldn't help but notice that's a fascinating looking band there upon your hand. I don't think I've seen one of polished wood like that in some time. Could I take a closer look at that? It's just real interesting to me.
She looks down at it and slowly pulls out. It's a family heirloom, and she puts the ring on the desk in front of you. And there is a small symbol etched into it. It very much looks like a class ring or a signet ring type of deal. Round on the outside, and there's a flat little like circular spot on the top, and along the top of it is what looks like 3 circles with what look like spikes driven through them in a sort of triangular order. So you get like 2 on the bottom, 1 on the top, spike, spike, spike.
So Moxley's trained in both history and mythology. Could I search the inner recesses of my mind to see if that symbol is familiar?
Sure. Give me an intellect roll. It will start as a challenge rating of 3. If you want to use both of those, you can drop it down to a challenge rating of 1.
Let's do that.
All right. So 3 or higher.
That's a 9. Oof.
Very nice. That symbol, you would know, is the crest of the Gideon family, who is one of the founding families of Black Ridge. In fact, if you're not mistaken, the original Gideon was a preacher.
Miss Gideon, I'm curious. These problems didn't start cropping up until y'all started cutting out into the Heart Grove, right?
Oh, I'd say about as soon as we got within proximity of that particular area, yeah.
And don't supposing that anybody's thought maybe, hey, we don't do that, and it'll maybe put all of these problems to bed.
Augie, I know your mama was prominent in this town, but not everybody here believes in hooey and haints and whatnot.
Hey, I'm just putting the idea out there. Hadn't had these problems till we started messing where we might not need to be messing. But that's okay. That's all right. I'll tell you one thing, though. You're going to be real glad you called me in here if it does turn out to be a haint. I can say that for certain.
That raises a real interesting point. Is there anybody around town that's expressed, shall we say, reservations about y'all cutting into the Hark Road like that?
A very astute question.
Anybody that's lived here for more than 5 years would know not to go into there and start cutting things down.
Well, knowing not to
Not a
go
good
in
idea.
there is a mite bit different than being angry that maybe they are. So, eco-terrorism is a very real thing in this day and age.
Well, I guess. Yeah, I
Rev,
guess
I
you're
hate
right.
to break it to you, but I haven't been in town in some time, so I don't know who's on what side of cutting down the forest or not at this point. So, again, Miss Gideon, anyone expressed any sort of ill will towards company?
She gives you a look of like, of course there has been, sort of like, now there's always going to be somebody who's against progress. And she sort of like side eyes Augie. And Reverend Mays over at the First Baptist Church is none too pleased either, spouting off something about a demonic threat and whatnot. I don't particularly enjoy his company, which is when she looks over at Pastor Smith, which is why I contacted you instead, Pastor Smith. But any number of locals have voiced their displeasure, but many of them are employed by the logging company.
I see.
You see Simon kind of look into his bag, and he's kind of mumbling towards the bag. Move out of the way. No, no, just move to the other side. Thank you. And he kind of just gets a book out and just starts like thumbing through the pages of this book.
What you reading?
And he holds it up. This is Appleton's Animal Accolades. It's a bestiary of sorts of the local fauna. I'm trying to see if perhaps our missing persons could have been eaten by a bear or any other number of beastly creatures out there. While I'm
go ahead. Sorry.
While I'm sure that there could be something nefarious or what did you call it, hinky, about this situation. Hanky?
Haints.
Haints.
Haints, right? Hainted. You know what a haint is, don't you?
Well, I'm sure there could be hainting about. Typically, these things are often much more explainable by the scientific process.
Is there anything in that book about the Wampus cat?
The Wampus cat. The Wampus cat. Wampus
Oh
cat.
yeah, I think
Miss
Mr.
Gideon
Simon,
rolls her eyes so hard when you say Wampus cat.
Hey,
It-
I've seen it. All right. Let's see. You're from overseas. Yes, sir, Mr. Simon, sir.
Yes, sir.
I'd say that the haints. You heard of the legend of the black dog, right? Yeah, they made that Arthur Conan Doyle, Sherlock Holmes. That. Yeah. That's kind of like a haint. Not quite here, not quite there. Get it?
Next, you're going to be saying that Skin Tom's walking around.
Skin Tom could be walking around. You don't know. I don't know. I wouldn't say that for certainty that he is or he isn't. Certainty is one of the many tools of the devil. Ain't that right, preacher?
Amen. Now, for once, Augie's talking some sense, and I don't even understand why I'm agreeing with him.
Miss Gideon,
But I do.
Could I have the names of the people that have gone missing?
Reluctantly, she hands over a list of names.
You can send that to me later or whatever. I don't
Yeah. Well,
There's awful.
or you can pick from the NPCs
Oh, okay,
that
cool.
I sent you on the list as well.
Cool. There's a lot of power in knowing somebody's name, especially if they've gone missing. So I appreciate that.
I'll kind of close the book and look back in the bag and, move over, move, all right, and put the book back in there. Augie, while books contain many important things, sometimes first-hand knowledge is best. Do you know of any animals we should be aware of in those woods that could pose danger to ourselves or others?
Well, there's
Real animals, if I may,
yes,
respectfully.
I am feeling the bent of the group and am willing to play to that demographic. Um, Bears, obvious, can be a problem, though. There'd have to be a mighty sick bear, I think, to be causing this much of a problem. Um, North Carolina Department of Fish and Game will say otherwise, but mountain lions very much an issue in the area. Uh, Coyotes can be a problem if the packs get big enough, but I imagine that there would be some evidence of such uh, were that the case. Um, I also wouldn't rule out that it could be some mountain folk. You know, these woods are full of hollers and gullies that folk like to live in, that like to keep out of the way. That is also a possibility, I suppose. Has there been any kind of circumstantial evidence that's come up? Any clothing, articles of clothing, tools, anything like
Did
that?
they leave anything behind?
Any traces?
Just tools that they were using, chainsaws and the like, rusted over.
So it's like they just plumb walked off.
Like they went to go take a piss and never came back.
Green Lady siren song sounding more and more plausible. Well, we're gonna have to go out there. Y'all know, right?
Of course, I know that.
Get you some of
think
that
that's why
there experience, that field experience there, Simon.
Yes, that is what we're here for.
I've been waiting for y'all to stop jabbering so we can get on our way.
Mm-hmm. Well, let's I guess take a walk. Yeah.
Let's go.
I don't need anything else. Thank you, Miss Gideon.
Thank you. If you see Mabel, tell her I need to speak with her.
Of course.
We'll let her know.
Moxley, was it?
That's right.
What's your family name?
Cartwright.
Proctors.
I'm familiar. Moxley's gonna take out and light a cigarette.
Augie will pull out consult the drawing that he did of the map, pull out his compass, and I guess start making his way towards the edge of the cut.
Before we do
All right.
that, and we don't have to play this all out, but I will go buy a pair of actual good shoes to wear
Oh yeah, I guess we could. Yeah.
into the forest, just so I don't
Yeah.
get caught flat-footed.
I mean, as we
Wait.
start heading that direction, grab him. Come on, boy. I'll show you where to get them boots at.
Very nice. Head on down to Klein's General Store right in downtown. Grab some supplies. Can do.
Just all Carhartt.
We talking about this is Wolverine country.
I'm more of a Tim's guy, but
About what
Dead
time
ass.
is it?
By the time you start heading out towards there, you're getting close to midday
Okay.
with the walking back and forth.
And I apologize if you mentioned this already. What time of year is it?
This is in the fall. You're looking at like mid to late September.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm. The year's first frosts happened like literally like last week, so you're starting to see a lot of the leaves start to turn.
What a time of year to be investigating a mystery in the middle of the woods.
no better time for haints than the fall.
So yeah, I headed out that direction. Do we find like a trail? Is there any kind of a clear indication as where the workers were when said misfortunes befell them?
Oh yes, there is for sure like a footpath that sort of goes through the clear cut areas. Um, walking through this sort of uh, fairly decent expanse of just stumps
Hmm.
is both sort of fascinating just because of the stark difference between where you're standing and like sort of the edges, and it is a fairly even sort of point going forward, but you do get the distinct impression, all four of you, that you are being watched as you are making your way down towards the point of the clear cutting and getting close to the first area in which uh, the closest uh, destination where the one of the employees went missing.
I have a question.
I have an answer.
Excellent. Did you say in session 0 that we were starting with 2 XP or 1 XP?
2.
2. I would like to, if I understand how this works mechanically, I would like to spend an XP to use the nearby presence ability.
Nearby presence ability.
So it says
Is that one of your abilities?
Yeah. So
What does it say? What does it ask for?
You spend 1 XP and you can sense a magical entity nearby offering to assist. They might enhance your next ability, buy you some time, or protect you for a few rounds. I'm just trying to feel if there's any positive forces nearby that I can call on for help.
You're gonna throw out a player intrusion. I dig it.
Oh, that's what it's called. My bad. I didn't copy and paste that part.
No, that's cool. I just looked up the thing because it's the book is huge. So even though I've been
Yeah.
running this game for a couple of years now, I'm still having to like search through it.
Oh no, for real. I had to thumbing through it was getting to be such a taxing that I copied and pasted and made my own special document.
You sense magical entity close to you, offering to lend a hand. They might ease your next ability, buy you some time, or protect you for a few rounds. Very well. You absolutely can do that. I will say, at least for you, you do feel an ease of sort of that pressure, that sort of inkling in the pit of your stomach of being watched. Like it's still there, but it doesn't have a slightly menacing feel to it.
See, I can relate to that perfectly. When I was growing up, there was this place out near where I lived that we called the Old Place. That was this very strange section of land that was completely encircled by creeks. And sometimes you go out there and it would feel right as rain. It'd be great. And sometimes you go out there and it doesn't feel so good. It felt like it was the last place in the world that you should go. So that is I can relate to that feeling absolutely.
Very nice. You guys are more than welcome to have any conversation as you like. If not, we can continue forward as you are making your way down closer to the first area of the missing employee.
I have a question for our dear preacher. When's the last time you just took a walk in the woods, just out of curiosity?
Just a walk in the woods? I don't know. I go hunting sometimes, if that counts.
What about you, Mr.
Why,
Cartwright?
yes.
Oh, I'm just curious.
Spent more than my fair share of time in the woods. I am from around here, and my work leads me into some deep, dark places that most people wouldn't want to tread.
Fair enough. Simon, what about you? you have a fairly. I hope you don't take this as any offense. You got a pretty clean look about you. It don't look like you get out in the field too much.
No, I don't. I spend most of my time in the library. I would say this is amongst my first field excursions, actually. Um, so missing people and all that does have me a little bit skittish. But they always say that traveling with friends is better than not. And he kind of reaches into his bag and pulls out a little mouse. That kind of like wiggles his nose a bit, and he puts the mouse kind of on his shoulder. This is Dewey. We met while I was setting up a local library nearby. He took a liking to me, and we've been inseparable ever since. I thought he might like to come along on the journey. Perhaps he will be of some assistance.
I have seen many a wonder in my day, so that very well could be. Uh, Nice to meet you, Dewey.
He kind of tilts his head a little bit. He's a lot more perceptive than you might feel like for a mouse. So it looks like he kind of makes eye contact with you, and kind of like tilts his head a little bit.
I'm just gonna keep walking, but side eye Dewey.
Sentient rat, I don't know about that. Sounds about right.
Are there any signs of like sickness in the trees? Is there any blight or anything like that? Does the land look okay other than all of the shit that's been cut down? And I imagine as we move further into the cut, that's becoming more sparse.
Yes.
Yeah.
There is a bit. Doesn't look like any blight is happening. These definitely look like old growth trees. There are bits. There are specific ones that look like could have been pine trees at some point. You see little pools and puddles and drippings of like an amber sap that is coming from several of the stumps, specifically more pine and birch. I would say the closer that you get in here, the more intensely, at least the three of you, and even for you as well, Augie, the feeling of being watched is sort of intensifying a bit. There is a little bit of a sense of paranoia. Like, it is for sure quiet. There's no sounds of the wilderness at all. And any of you that have been in the woods know that when it is quiet, likely there is a predator of some kind around, and ain't nobody saying anything about that. But I will ask, Simon, evens or odds?
Odds.
Clearly.
Very nice.
Of course, he'd pick the odd one.
I knew it would be.
Indeed. You all make your way, according to your map, Augie, to around the first area in which you would know is the closest spot in which someone has gone missing. There is what looks like a one of those very thin wire metal wire flags with like a little red flag on the top that's sort of blowing in the breeze a little bit, sort of like mark that particular spot. It is fairly close to the tree line as well. And as I said, the tension, I guess tension is the best word for it. The tension is starting to become palpable. Like, you could start to cut it with a knife. That's how thick it's starting to get.
Do we see any signs of recent footprints? I'm thinking particularly Mabel, if this was the direction she came. I have tracking as a skill. I don't know if that.
Sure. I will have you roll me an intellect roll.
Okay.
And the challenge rating is going to be 4 before easing it. So if you're going to use the tracking ability, drop it down to a 3. So 9 or above
All right.
is going to be, because it does look like there is foot traffic, because obviously they probably searched for
Right.
this missing employee. So if you're looking for a specific set of footprints, it would be that.
Okay. So a 9 or above.
9 or above is what you're looking for on the D20.
12.
Very nice.
I love this die.
Awesome.
Nice.
You can program it so like it lights up different things, different ways.
Sparkles.
It sparkles.
It sparkles indeed.
Fancy.
All right. You are able to find Mabel's tracks. Having only been back for a little while, Mabel, if you're spending time in the woods, you've likely run across Mabel. She is one of the probably more prominent figures in the forestry sector here in the town, and she wears a very specific type of hiking boots. And you are able to weed that out amongst the plethora of different sort of steel-toed boots that the loggers would have been working on, and you would follow it into the tree line a good 15 or 20 feet until you reach a rather gnarled looking tree. This is coming in from the backside, so picture here, you're coming through into the tree line, following the trail, and it leads up to this really gnarly looking tree. It is short and stubby, sort of underneath all of the other larger old growth trees. It doesn't seem to be sprouting any type of leaves. It almost sort of looks like it's dead, but it still sort of it doesn't have the sort of rotting bark look to it that you would see from a lot of the dead trees around. You'd see stuff falling off of it. It looks fairly new, for lack of a better term. It doesn't look like it's dying, but it is not sprouting any foliage. And this is what you're seeing as you're coming up towards it.
Trail.
The trail leads to
Directly
the
to
opposite
it.
side.
Okay.
Yep. Around into the opposite side of it.
Yeah, I'm gonna.
Do we
check
still
out-
feel like really uncomfortable?
Oh, the closer you get to this tree, the more uncomfortable you're getting.
Oh dear.
Gentlemen, out of curiosity, what sort of self-defense or self-preservation tools do we have on us? I don't want to cause any alarm, but I do have this. And he pulls out kind of a small pistol. I'm not entirely used to using it, but I'm a decent enough shot. I suppose it won't do much good against any bears or heights. But I don't. I thought you should know that I've got it.
Good to know. Augie is very intent on the tree, so he's just kind of nodding and listening, and he pulls out a pair of very intimidating stainless steel sheep shears, and kind of gives them a little flourish and goes, and then puts them in a little sheath, and then he twiddles his fingers. Now, flavor. I just want some flavor. I'm not actually trying to cast any spells or anything, but he's gonna twiddle his fingers a little bit, and the air around it gets a little wavy, like asphalt on a summer day. I can handle any haints that we might run into. Don't you worry, Simon. Although I'm not sure my shears would do much against a bear, but I don't intend in getting in any fights with any bears.
You did well to come out here prepared. And Moxley like pulls back his blazer, revealing a holster and pistol as well.
And Ed's gonna reach into his waistband and pull out a snub-nosed shotgun and say, "Well, we got Smith and Wesson on our side if Jesus don't work."
I love that everybody has guns.
I mean, we are in North Carolina.
No, yeah, I thought of long and hard about it. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I was like, it's all right.
Well, you got magic, so
Yeah, I got
that's
magic.
fine.
I got magic. And
Yeah.
yeah, I got magic. So I want to follow the footprints all the way around the tree. Do I know what kind of tree it is? Do I recognize the kind of tree, despite its lack of foliage?
What it is escapes you. This is
Oh,
not.
yeah,
This is
that's
unlike
weird. That's
a
weird.
tree that you have seen. I think the closest that you would be able to. What is it? What are those? You would have seen it only in books, and it's not even indigenous to this continent. It is those very large trees that you would see in South Africa. The big thick ones that have like
Oh, I know what you're talking about. I don't know what they're
So
called,
it ha-
but I know what you're
yeah,
talking about.
yeah. It looks like one of those, but it's gnarled and way smaller, and like all of the branches are sort of like pointing up towards the sky, but there's no foliage.
So I have a question about the special
Bolabab.
abilities. What's it called?
Mm-hmm.
A Bolabab.
Bolabab.
Ooh, a boa. Oh, nice.
The special abilities, like the class abilities, is that something that, if it says enabler, is that just something that we can do?
Yep.
Oh, sweet. So I have see the unseen.
Oh,
Yes,
I was hoping you would.
Yeah. I automatically perceive creatures and objects that are invisible, insubstantial, or magically hidden. When searching for things conventionally hidden, the task is made easier. So I'm checking this tree out because this tree is out of place, and I'm feeling like somebody's hiding something.
All right. You follow that trail using your see the unseen. You get a wisp of, and you have sort of been seeing this for a large chunk of your life. Your mother had this sort of aura to her as well. There is an aura, almost sort of like heat wicking off of the body in like a very cold temperature type of deal, like wisping off a green sort of hue that is wisping off of this tree, and faintly on the interior from behind as you're making your way around, you see very faint outlines of what looks like a human body. And as you roll around to the front, you see what looks like a logger that is held within the tree, wrapped within like almost like vine-like roots that are sort of holding it in, a branch protruding from their mouth, eyes no longer there, just pools and dripping of amber sap, and their hands in sort of coming out of the front in the same direction as the branches.
Well, that's horrible, and I'm guessing that nobody else can see it, and I can't convey that to anybody.
Well, you can see it as you walk toward the opposite side of the tree. But before you see it with your eyes, you see the outline on the interior.
I see.
So you sort of have like a hint at what's going on, and you're like, "Oh shit!" And you come
Spoiler
around
alert.
and you Yes. Well, yeah. Exactly. Exactly.
Mm.
And as you're walking around and you're having this realization, Simon, something grabs hold of your right leg as you are walking. You look down, and it is a vine that has creeped up and is starting to wrap around your calf.
Augie, 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 haint.
Can I use my push ability to like push the root to knock it off of his leg?
Read the push ability for me.
It costs 2 intellect points, which I suppose I deduct that from the pool, right?
You do? Do you have an edge in intellect?
I do.
Okay, so it would only cost you 1.
Oh, sweet.
That's
So
what the edge does for you.
you gather magic from the world around you to push a creature or object in immediate distance in any direction you choose. The target must be visible, your size or smaller. Oh, it says unattached to anything. Damn. Never mind. I'll come and just cut it with my shears.
Moxley, Pastor Smith, you guys see this as well. I'm sure Simon is not being quiet about it.
No, not at all, really. Quite boisterous, in fact.
Yeah.
We'll edit in some scream noise. We'll put the Wilhelm
yeah.
scream in here.
And he's like considering shooting it. Like there's just like panic rising, and you see him kind of trying to point the pistol at it, but waiting for something probably safer to happen.
Boy, steady your hand if you're gonna shoot it.
So is it already wrapping itself around Simon? You said?
Yes, it is. It is wrapping. It has sort of come up around and is wrapping around his calf, but it has not fully like taken full hold of his leg yet.
Can I just try and grab Simon by like the arm and pull him away from it?
And I will take my shears and try to cut them. If they're just roots, right?
Indeed. You pull. You cut. I'll have we're gonna do a might roll for Moxley and a speed roll for Augie. The challenge rating is 4 without any easing.
Okay.
So if you have an ability or anything, if you want to add effort is something you can do where you use points from whatever pool you're doing the roll with, and 3 points from that pool will give you 1 level of effort, and that will knock down the challenge rating by 1.
Did we start with 1 point of effort?
Yeah.
Yes, everyone starts with a single effort, and no, everyone has, but everyone can do up to 1 level of effort.
Okay.
I know I read over it, but I've also read over a lot of things since then.
That's fine.
Remind me how these things refresh. Is it like a long rest kind of situation?
There are recovery rolls. So if you're looking on your sheet, there should be a recovery roll. It's a D6 plus your tier, which is 1, and the 1 can be used as an action. 1 takes 10 minutes. You get 4 recovery rolls during the course of a day. An action, 10 minutes, an hour, 10 hours. So 10 hours, it would be like the long rest, and I sort of look at that as your long rest, everything gets bumped back up.
Cool.
And if you wouldn't mind explaining for the audience, of course, how the edge works.
All right. So your edge, depending on what you have the edge in. So if you are doing a might roll and you have 1 edge in might, it takes off 1 of the amount of points in the pool that you would use. So if you are doing effort using might and you have 1 edge in might, instead of costing 3 for the initial effort, it will only cost you 2.
Okay, and
that
edge
also works. It also works the same way with. Oh, go ahead.
No, so the edge doesn't go away, right? It's like a.
No, the edge is a constant.
Got it. Okay.
That's like your modifier, kind of.
All right.
Yeah, essentially, it sort of helps.
I took the improved edge ability. All right. So I'm going to use. I have 1 edge in might, so I'm going to use 2 points from my pool of 10. to reduce that
To a challenge rating of
To a-
3.
challenge rating of 3.
Okay. And I
Beautiful.
will use 3. I don't have an edge in speed, but I will use 3 from my pool of 11
From speed?
from
Gotcha.
speed to reduce it as well.
And I rolled a 13 on my mic roll.
Beautiful.
And I also rolled a 13.
Lucky.
Excellent.
Hey, it is like hey,
Love
that is my lucky number. That's
There is.
go ahead.
Oh yeah, no, good. You're good. There is almost like a momentary sort of like synergizing between the two of you as Moxley pulls and Augie comes in and snips. You get it at the right tension. It takes one snip and cut, and you pull, and you are able to get Simon free. The root that is around his leg begins to shrivel and fall off, and the 4 of you feel a small shudder underneath your feet for maybe a second or two before everything calms back down again.
2 questions. One, can I take the bit of root that I cut off and put it in one of my glass bottles? Because I have glass bottles.
150%.
Yeah.
Will you please?
I was gonna take the root.
I'll split it with you. Snip. Here you go.
Thank you. We have a case at the library for such oddities, and I look forward to putting this in the case and telling people it almost ate me.
And that might be a good time to take our break.
That's exactly what I was going to
Yeah.
suggest. That was my second.
Beautiful.
So we're going to take 10 minutes to go refresh our drinks, use the restrooms, and wash our hands. Don't go anywhere. We will be right back. And we're back.
Huzzah.
Welcome back, everybody.
Yeah.
If you're just now joining us, we're playing Old Gods of Appalachia. And where you been? We hope you had a pleasant bathroom
No,
break,
we're good.
'cause we sure did. We just saved Simon from a plant. Take us away, Tom.
All right. So you have just in quick succession been able to pull Simon away, tightening the root, and with Moxley pulling him away, Augie coming in with his dastardly sheep shears, coming in, snipping it up, and then snipping it apart to separate the two so that both Augie and Simon can have a piece of the root. You feel a small tremor underneath you for a few seconds, and then everything sort of goes back to a calm quiet. The man in the tree is still about 5 or 10 feet away from you.
I am going to pull out. So one of the other items that I chose is a camera. I'm going to pull out my camera and take some photos of the guy in the tree. While I'm doing so, I don't know about the rest of y'all, but I have this real funny feeling that we're grossly underprepared. So I'm going to start fielding suggestions as to what our next logical step should be.
We haven't seen the guy in the tree yet, right? Because it's on the other side of the tree.
Yeah, the 3 of you have not, but you see Augie going to the opposite side and start snapping
Oh,
pictures.
I just start walking towards
gonna-
Augie, and
yeah,
I'm like,
Whoa, hey, easy down there, Crumpet.
crumpet.
This is
Well, I'll show you easy.
look. It's I found one of the loggers. All right, and
Is he all right?
no,
Wait.
Ask him where he's
I'm
been.
guessing
No,
that
what?
the end of the
Let
story
me over there.
that the roots were trying to tell with your leg. This is probably where you would have ended up. I'm not sure if any of y'all are up and coming botanists, but this tree is not indigenous to this area. And I'm willing to bet that those roots that were trying to grab you might probably be the same kind of thing. But if you, and now are you squeamish?
Yes.
Then I'd probably just wait for the paperback.
Now,
Now
hey,
let me,
Simon, don't worry about it. I'll tell you what I see on the other side. You don't
Go
need to
ahead.
worry about
I
it.
mean, yeah, I have pictures. It's pretty horrible. I'm gonna be honest with you.
I've seen more than one crime scene in my life, so
I would.
I'm,
Do you want to before you go back there? You want to take any bets if you've ever seen anything like that?
I won't know till I get back there,
Okay, then.
Augie. But
So, yeah, gonna work
Moxley
my way
walks
back
around.
there.
No, no, I have not. That is a new one on me.
I mean, Simon, you might want to come take a look because you might never see something like this again.
Do you think he's going to make it?
I mean, maybe as a coffee table.
All right, I'm going to steel myself, and I'm going to come around that corner and be brave and learn something new.
Don't feel like you need to. It's that's a pretty gruesome sight.
I will walk around the corner.
Oh, he's
and
got to
then
learn
just
someday.
Immediately vomit.
Good.
That's about right.
Respect the dead, son.
Well, it's better out than in.
Oh,
I'm
this
gonna
is
point him away from the tree so he doesn't throw up on it.
Wow.
What?
I've heard of creeping vines before, but my gosh.
Yeah.
What?
That ain't no kudzu.
I was about to say the exact same thing.
I have never, I never heard anything like this, and I heard of some weird shit. So I'm feeling a little less prepared than I was before we got out to this point. But I'm also starting to have
out of his depth, eh?
I'm also starting to have a concern about Mabel because I know she's still out here, right?
Boy, you and I both know Mabel is fine.
Right, I know, but this is slightly unorthodox. You know, I don't recall vines swallowing you whole being on the warning sign outside the Pisgah National Forest. Do the park rangers get radios, right? That's a thing, right? Maybe if we get back to town, we can find the receiver and put a call out and see if we can find her. But I am starting to feel less prepared. But I'm open to suggestion as to what our next step should be.
I'm going to kind of wipe my mouth a little bit and just take a deep breath. Do what you've trained for. Do what you've trained for. And kind of look at it a little bit more intently. And I just want to see if there's anything resembling words or runes or text carved into this tree.
There are not, but it does look as though the growth and the positioning of the body seems intentional.
Like a bonsai body?
Kinda, yeah.
I'm gonna get get out a book that has to do with I've never I briefly skimmed this book, but I've heard of magic in the area, and this one in particular has to do with like the art of magic, like visual arts. And I'm gonna try to use my memory and kind of skim the book to see if this like shape, like this human shape, is related to any kind of like piece of art or text from the past.
Sure. Give me an intellect roll. That is a challenge rating of 4 without any easing, so it would be a 3 with your ability there, with your skill.
Okay, I'm sorry. Can you say that one more time? Intellect?
Intellect, yes.
And it's a challenge rating of?
Challenge rating of 4 without any easing, and if you want to use a skill or an ability, you can drop it down.
So I'll use mythology.
Right on. So drop
now
it
it's
down
a
to
3.
Correct.
And then
so
I have an
9.
edge of 1 in intellect. So I'm going to use 2 points to drop it to a 2.
Heck yeah, that's exactly what you do.
Can we use our player connection?
And then, yeah, I'm going to turn to Edward.
Oh yeah, you can use the player connection.
Yeah.
I'm gonna turn
Yes.
to Edward and kind of show him the book, and you know, quite like statues of Jesus and Mary and other religious figures. It's my understanding that magic and whimsy and also sort of utilize the idea of stature and use the idea of the body to convey ideas. Perhaps if we looked together, we could combine these two things.
I mean, I'll try, boy. You got some weird ideas. It's all the same. Just depends which side you're on.
To be clear, you just compared statues of Jesus to whimsy to a rural preacher.
He's British. It's, you know.
I just want to be clear on that.
This
Yeah.
this is
So
why
I
we
brought
picked them out.
I brought it to a 2. Is that correct?
Correct. You bring it down to a 2.
So it
So
needs to be
6.
2 times 3 is 6.
6 or higher. You got
And
it.
I rolled a 5, and I get +1 from Edward, which is 6.
That is how you play the game, my friend.
Old Gods of
Yeah, you-
Appalachia.
Boom.
Beautiful.
Hey, you seen that right there, boy?
See, I told you, Jesus and magic, it's the same thing.
Wow.
I've been telling him that for years. And
I said it too. It just depends which side y'all are on. I
What
think you
is-
find yourself
what-
on the wrong side, Augie.
well, what's your book say that this means?
Don't say shit about what this means.
Not your book, preacher. Simon, what does your book say?
Not the good book.
The book is called Oogie Boogie Bible Bodies. By Bertrude Bigglestooth. It's one of the reasons I haven't looked at it very much, because
You see what you
It's
did?
just-
You broke them.
Oogie
so
Boogie
great. You took a-
Bible bodies. Holy shit.
Bertrude Bigglestooth.
That's why you said
Bertrude.
whimsy. I get it now.
Perfect.
Oh,
That's a
God.
whimsical ass name.
There's
Holy
definitely
shit.
some whimsy in that shit.
Whew, I got,
Whew.
I got the vapors. Oh.
Ugh.
This position matches quite a few both Christian and other religious sort of positions of singing to the heavens or trying to speak to a deity, of sort of up like this, speaking out towards the heavens, towards their gods.
Ooh. So when we were in the office earlier and I did the map and then marked the spots, do they seem to be forming any sort of pattern? The ones that have gone missing so far?
No,
Okay.
not in that way. But
Just
Good
Moxley
thinking.
is both trained in identifying and trained in all actions that involve seeing through a trick, an illusion, a rhetorical ruse to evade the issue or a lie. So I'd like to see if there's anything about this that feels like it's trying to disguise like the real intention of whatever happened here.
okay, I'm here for that. It's going to be an intellect roll. And the challenge on it is going to be a 5 without easing.
Okay.
So if
So-
you want to use your ability, it will drop it down to a 4, so a 12 or higher.
All right, I will use that ability, and then I have also an edge in intellect, so I will use 2 of my 15 points there to drop it down to a 3.
Very nice. So you're looking at a 9 or above.
Oh,
And
on the
as-
die, that's a 9.
Beautiful. As Moxley is investigating this, Augie, in your peripheral vision, you see what looks like a slender figure, a tint of green, move past you, going towards where the grove would be. What you see as you are looking into this, Moxley, is that while this is not a ruse, it is a perversion of this sort of religious context, a derision of the historical context of speaking to the gods, almost as if this this man was speaking to something false and evil.
Now, correct. We were headed towards the grove. That was the way the path was taking us, right?
Yes, and you ended up taking a
And we took
detour
off a detour.
off.
Gotcha.
Yeah, basically, if the grove was straight ahead on the path, you took a left into the trees.
Gotcha.
So you're like maybe 50, 75 yards out from where like the point of the clear cutting is and where the grove would start.
Okay. Anybody else see that?
Is-
Probably not.
Is the Gideon Logging Company like are they religious in nature? Like, I'm sure everyone's kind of religious these days, but like is this like a before they would start chopping down, they would gather in prayer or anything like that, where they were overtly doing Christian things in this kind of spiritual place?
No, this is
Okay.
definitely would not be. Miss Gideon and the family may be religious, but the company is built on sheer profit. This is straight up capitalism of the 80s.
Rapacious capitalism.
Indeed.
Capitalism at its finest.
We're looking at Reaganomics at its finest right now.
Sweet. Trickle
Just
down,
say
baby.
no.
So I have two questions. One, no wait, never mind. I'm not going to ask that question. I would like to take a sample of the tree bark
Do it up.
and put it in one of my bottles.
Mm-hmm.
And then the roots of this tree and like the texture and everything, would I be able to tell that what I cut off of Simon is the same? And they are?
Without any kind of roll, you absolutely would be able to.
Okay.
Go ahead. Go ahead, Pastor.
Yeah, while he's doing that, I'm gonna walk up to the deceased and put my hand on him and start praying.
Evens or odds while you do that?
Let's go odds again.
May the odds ever be in your favor. Very nice. Thank you much.
I don't know if never mind. I'm gonna save that. Never mind. I am of two minds, gentlemen. That green lady that was mentioned earlier, pretty sure I seen her headed towards the grove. And at the center of that grove is the black pine, and I'm pretty sure that that's the cause and source of all of this, but I'm also certain that we are not currently equipped to deal with whatever's going on out there.
Well, I don't know. Oh yeah, there's one thing all plants do. Moxley lights another cigarette. They all burn.
That's true, but you'd be surprised the number of times that fire doesn't cleanse; it only blackens. I don't want
use this.
Yes.
I just don't want to do anything to make things worse right now.
Well,
I'm saying,
shit, I didn't know he was talking about Cajun food. But all right, I understand.
The place that we are in currently, we do not have enough contextual information to determine if that is the best course of action. Though I'm not averse to it if it does come to that.
So far, we've only found the missing man. We should at least check for the other ones, or at least see the areas.
I would like to mark specific, more like as more precise as I can on my map using my compass and everything to where this tree is off of the trail. And then
Absolutely.
I am good with continuing to at least try to map out where these, because I'm anticipating that, I don't want to assume, but that is where Augie's line of thinking is that
Yeah.
all of these loggers have been swallowed up by trees. And so I'm curious if they're setting up some kind of like ritual space around the grove, maybe.
Fair enough.
Before
So
we
if you
leave,
guys
we'll
want-
just kind of look. So if the body is kind of gesturing up, is there anything in particular in the trees where he's gesturing towards, like in the branches or something?
That is a very, very good question. You look up and you see what looks like a a circular sort of, it almost looks like it has grown this way. There is like a small dangling piece. It looks like a pine cone has sort of uh, flattened out into a semicircular sort of shape, and there are 3 black scorch marks in a sort of triangular fashion, 1 at the top and 2 on the bottom.
Do they look anything like spikes?
Yeah, I was gonna ask if one, if Simon points
do.
that out, and 2, if it looks like that signet ring.
I don't point it out and just walk away.
Oh, okay.
Perfect.
No. He just goes.
I mean,
and
It's a choice.
I mean, valid choice.
It's a choice.
no, he'll Augie, do you see that?
Well, that's peculiar. That's definitely not naturally grown that way. But then again, nothing about this is natural.
Should we take it?
Yeah, I was gonna say, does it look like it's actually like, is it grown into the mass, or is it something that can be removed?
It's on a tree branch that is above the man tree. So like they're looking up, you're sort of looking at where the eyes may be looking. There are no eyes, but like the direction that the head is looking, and in a tree branch that is sort of over the top of it is where sort of like line of sight goes for Simon as he's sort of like getting in the same spot to look in that direction.
Is it like pickable like an apple, or would we need to get up into the tree more?
You'd have to get up into the tree. But
And
you
do
pointing
we
this
go get it?
you pointing this out, I would say, Moxley, yes, it does look like spikes. The scorch marks. It has a slight long triangular look to them. Although it's not like super detailed, definitely has the same sort of look to them.
Got it.
Yeah, I'm gonna, at the very least, I'm gonna photograph it. I don't know how Augie feels about trying to remove it.
I'm going to be honest. I don't think any one of us should try and climb up in this particular tree.
Not
It seems like
particular tree. It seems
not
yeah,
this tree in particular,
you
as
know.
it were.
Well, I'm an old man. I quit climbing trees a long time ago.
Oh, maybe that's what's wrong with you. So
I think
more than
my
that,
curiosity gets the better of me, and I've been sent to bring back interesting relics for the library. So I'm gonna try to climb the tree and get it.
Fair enough.
Augie will help Simon just so Simon doesn't hurt himself.
Wait, before Simon climbs up there, can we try and dissuade Simon from climbing into the tree?
By all means,
I think I'm going to go get it.
Sir, we
Why?
only just met, and I understand you've got some sort of drive to collect that there thing up there, but did you not just see this tree try and grab you around the calf? We saved you once. You climb however many feet up there that is, we ain't gonna be able to get you back down.
Oh, that wasn't the tree. That was a root over there, and you killed it.
Let me put this to you, Simon.
You see the man up there,
What
right?
what does Dewey think you should do?
Dewey? Should we collect the relic for the library that we desperately want to keep open and will only be able to continue to flourish if we bring back interesting items according to our patron?
That
Or
is
should we leave it
coercive
there?
questioning if I ever heard it. Objection
You're-
leading.
You are leading the witness for sure.
Keep side-eyeing Dewey.
Now,
What if Dewey went to get the item?
I mean,
If you
if
have
you're
got that
willing to-
field mouse trained that well, more power to him.
I hope you're not too attached.
That-
You may not see him again.
These unnatural. These things unnatural.
Augie
well.
is definitely photographing the object from every conceivable angle while this conversation is happening, because I'm pretty sure Augie's going to walk back out to the trail shortly and just leave them to their own devices.
Look, we know where this tree is. If we really want to get that there thing, come back out here with a pair of hedge clippers, or a pole saw, cut it down.
Augie brought the hedge clippers, didn't he?
Well, them shears isn't going to reach that far. I did mean a pole saw, a trimmer for a tree branches.
Oh yeah,
That seems more appropriate than trying to climb up in a tree that is, by all accounts, killed a man.
Yeah.
But let me try.
I mean,
one
let
other thing.
them live a little.
And I'm gonna dig around in my bag for a little bit and
I'm trying
pull
to
out
keep him living a
a
little.
book. The book is kind of like an instructional manual, and it's called Sally's School of Shot Put, and it's about throwing things and this woman named Sally was in the Olympics and she was a gold medal shot putter for England, and she wrote a book on the best way to hurl something, and I'm gonna hurl this book at the pine cone to try to knock it out of the tree.
Is this a bag of holding? How many books do you have in there?
So far, this is 3 books.
If I've learned anything about him, he's always got books everywhere.
I'd rather be reading.
You know what? I'm
And
down
my
to let you
descriptor
try
is
this.
lucky,
I
so
love it.
I'm down to let you try this.
I love it.
It is going to be a speed roll,
okay.
and it is going to be a difficulty of 5 without easing.
Okay.
So
I
if
have
you
no
use
edge,
There's also
so I'm gonna put effort into it.
and chucking
Okay.
a book
Bring
at a
it down
tree.
to a 4.
bring it down to 4, gotcha.
So that's 3 points of speed.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'm gonna turn to Edward and say, Edward, I was wondering if you might say a prayer for my throwing arm.
I'll do my best.
Okay, so it's a challenge rating of 4, so that's 12 I have to roll, and I get +1 on the dice.
Correct.
Unreal.
I'm praying for you.
I rolled a 12 +1 is 13.
No way! Get out of town.
Out of nowhere, he does this crazy spin and then fucking hucks it, and the book goes like a frisbee and smacks it right on the branch. The thing pops off and falls to the ground, and the book falls like maybe 2 or 3 feet next to it.
Well,
Well,
look
damn.
at there.
Wasn't expecting that. I mean,
Yes.
that's better than climbing up,
Gonna-
for sure.
There's a beautiful kind of irony in using a book to knock something out of a tree. I'm not sure can't quite put it together, but well done, Simon.
Well,
All
you know,
books can do,
Sally
do
said
a lot
there
of
were no
things, son.
problems. No problems that can't be solved by throwing something.
Fair enough.
And I'm
Article
gonna go
on
collect the
Deadly.
item and my book. I'll get as if this would help at all, I'll get a handkerchief out to kind of grab the item. So my hands aren't necessarily touching it. And I'll wrap it in the handkerchief and put it in the bag.
Ooh. I don't want to get any of the hate on me.
Yeah.
Put it in my evidence bag.
It's a bit too hainty for my fingers.
Getting a closer look at it, is there anything we missed upon initial visual inspection?
No, it's a bit more clear that the scorch marks have a sort of like long, like triangular sort of look to it.
Can you is it look like very clearly like man-made, or does it look like something more like naturally formed?
Naturally formed, which
Weird.
is a bit unsettling.
Oh yeah, that's
Is
weird.
is Simon known for saying when things get hanky, it's time to get dainty?
Holy moly.
He is now.
Well,
He is now.
That's going on a t-shirt.
It's canon now. Yeah,
That's canon. Yeah.
Yeah.
things get hainty. It's time to be dainty.
It's just like a lace like handkerchief.
A lace handkerchief.
Super lace. Yeah. Look, he probably you probably made it yourself. What's that called?
Mother made it before I set sail.
Oh, yeah.
This is a man that owns many doilies.
Yes, doilied handkerchiefs. All
Very
right.
nice.
Is
Well,
it reminiscent of Miss Gideon's ring?
It definitely is reminiscent of the ring.
Mr. Cartwright, in your journalistic experience, how often are things just chalked up to coincidence?
Oh, rarely. Usually you can put 1 and 1 together to get 2, but sometimes it's 3. Real weird.
Ma always said that Gideon clan, there was something not quite right with them.
What do we know about the Gideon family, if anything?
You would know that the Gideon family is one of the founding families of Black Ridge.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Was there anyone
Pretty much what you pulled up from last time.
Would there have been like anybody in the Gideon family? How old was Ms. Gideon? Was she like older, younger?
Miss Gideon is in her early 40s.
Early 40s. So maybe like a few years ahead in school.
Yeah, she would have taken over the family business. That type of. This is definitely one of those like, they everybody works for the family business and the oldest takes over the family business type of deal.
All right. Well, we got, I think, 2 things we probably need to focus on. Number 1, we need to figure out where Mabel is. Ugh, golly. Would we have to find Mabel? Is it really necessary?
Yeah.
I mean,
This whole thing be a lot better if Mabel was here.
I agree.
Well, you say that, but
I'm pretty convinced that if we can find the radio receiver that the Park Service uses, that we can get in touch with Mabel.
all right, fine. But don't say I didn't warn you. Number 1, find Mabel. Number 2, we need to get back and look, Simon. You got many volumes about the town's history in your library there?
I did bring one with me just in case. I was given a map to the area, the pistol that I showed you. And then from the library here, when I arrived, actually, I went and checked out a book on the town's history.
I think we need to go check out some more about the Gideon family.
Yeah.
See if they've been up to some sort of hanky nonsense.
Yeah, I got a friend I'd like to see in town too about this root and this tree bark. See if we can figure out some means of preventing these roots from snatching at least us, if not anybody else.
The 4 of you, as you are having this discussion, begin to hear a sickly sweet melody on the air as a breeze sort of rustles through the trees. The voice is of a more feminine variety and seems to be coming from the direction of the grove.
Now, I'm going to ask this question, and depending on the answer to it, that will determine my next course of action. But does everybody else hear that?
Yes.
Son of a
Yeah.
bitch. All right.
Yeah.
We
See,
probably
because if it was just in my head, then I could rationalize, but it's not.
Lots of things that are in your head, boy.
Well, this ain't.
Boy, Reverend, you're real helpful, I gotta say.
Hey, I do what I can.
Ain't much. We should probably get out of
Yeah.
here, I think, at this point.
I think that's probably wise. Head back to the trail. Head back to the trail. Trail.
I think that,
Oh, yeah.
yeah,
Yes.
I'm with you.
We've got good information to give to our patron on this matter.
Oh, we're
We
not.
could
I don't
certainly-
think we tell Miss Gideon a dang thing. Let her know we are knee deep in an investigation, and when we have completed said investigation, we will report back as necessary. But there's too many funny things going on here for us to go back and, I think, reveal to her what we found.
All right, I'll trust you on that matter.
Yeah, I got a sinking feeling that if we tell her about this here tree in the body, that they're just gonna come cut this tree down and try to sweep it all away. So I think mum's the word until we know precisely what the word should be otherwise.
Very
The
well.
melody
Uh,
increases in volume
Let's
and
run.
is a bit more heard.
Does-
Augie's just he's hoofing it back along the cut
Same.
to head back to the trail.
Follow.
Pastor's looking around. Does it sound like it's coming from a particular direction, or is it just around us?
It sounds it is around you, but the sound feels like the song feels like it is coming on the breeze, and the breeze is coming towards you. So if you're in the clear cut area as you're making your way to the footpath, it is straight ahead towards the tip of where the spear is.
Which is towards the heart
Mhm.
grove, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah, something's trying to pull us out to the heart grove, and I'm guessing that that's what happened to the rest of these fellers. So we're gonna ignore that.
Yeah.
And invest in some earplugs.
That's a good thought. That's actually standard equipment for most loggers. So there might be something more to it than that.
Maybe.
Can I get an intellect roll from all four of you? Challenge
Just,
rating is 5.
Just straight intellect?
Straight intellect. You can apply effort to it if you like, but the
Yeah, why not?
I'll apply one since I have an edge in intellect.
Yeah, me too. So I'll bring it down to 4. Does the preacher connection work both ways? Like, do we both get the +1?
it is just, I believe it
think
is
it's
just
It's just the one.
just him.
I
just a
spent 2
one-way thing.
points to bring
Oh,
it
you
down
says
to
you both gain +1 die rolls when you collaborate on the same task.
Oh,
I guess we can't collaborate because we don't know what we're doing in this instance, though, right?
Oh, that makes sense.
Yeah, this is definitely more of a like trying to resist the draw of this
Gotcha.
sound.
I reduced it to a 4,
Mhm.
and I got 13.
Cool.
I also reduced it to a 4, and I got a 20.
Wow.
A natural 20?
A nat 20. Does that mean anything in
Ooh,
this game?
special. It's a
Ooh.
special roll.
Ooh, I didn't know that, or I would have been more excited.
I also reduced it down to 4, but instead of using my intellect points, I used my luck pool.
Your luck pool.
Yeah, I don't think it changes anything. I'm just letting you know in case you want to do anything with that. As a lucky descriptor, I get a pool of 3 luck points, and I can take from there instead of any skill when I'm making a roll.
Very cool.
And if it ever goes to 0, it doesn't count against damage like other things, and it recovers alongside any other recovery rolls.
Nice.
So I'm going to take both points from my luck pool for this. So I need a 12 and rolled an 18.
I will say one of the things that I'm really impressed with this system is the specificity of the things that you can choose for your characters that lend themselves directly to like character-driven storytelling.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Super neat.
All right, so 18, natural 20, 13, and Pastor, what'd you get?
So the only thing I'm a little confused on is I have an edge. So I rolled a 10,
Mm-hmm.
but I was just trying to double check the intellect for 'cause I got the edge, so I don't think I made it, but I
No,
just
you
trying
would
to
not have made it. The edge
guess.
is what you would use if you like if you're using effort. It
Yeah,
would take
okay.
off the amount of points that you would use for effort, and it would also end up taking off the amount of points used if you were using an ability that required using the pool that you have an edge in. So if it was like intellect and you had an ability that cost 2 intellect points to use, it would only cost you 1. Or if it was
Gotcha.
1, it
Okay.
wouldn't cost you anything.
Okay.
All right.
So I didn't make
So
it.
right. Since we are right here at the end, as the
Timely.
3 of you resist and begin walking away, you see Pastor Smith turn in the opposite direction and begin to head towards the grove. And that's where we'll pick up next time.
Whoop!
Sick.
All
Sweet.
right.
Bada bing.
Bada bing, bada boom. Love it.
Boom shakalaka.
Well, thanks so much, Tom, for introducing us to the
Yeah,
system and
thank you.
starting things off. Nick,
course.
George, James, thank you for joining us, and for myself, thank y'all for watching.
Thanks for having
hanging
me.
out.
Hey,
Hey.
before you sign off, Michael.
Oh, yeah.
Thursday, this
Whoa.
Thursday, August 14th, 8:15 p.m., we're going to be doing a one shot of Plaguebound. And that's important because you, the community, are going to choose whether or not we play Ironbound or Plaguebound for our next session of our next track of Tabletop Turntable.
Yes.
So
come hang
Yeah.
out.
Tune
Let
in.
us know what you think of the systems. Playground was super fun. Loved that. That session was great. Super excited or Ironbound, excuse me. Very excited to see Plaguebound. And then we'll be back this time next week with Essentia, our long-running D&D campaign. So we hope you come hang out with that. We've got merch, ttrpgswag.com/shops/Grimstone Gaming. I think that's it. We haven't We've still not updated the social media page on this computer, but I'm going to do that as soon as I sign off here. But we're on Blue Sky. We're on TikTok. Obviously, we're on YouTube. Smash that subscribe button. For all of us here, thanks for hanging out. May the dice be ever in your favor, and never stop playing. Good night.